Welcome to the channel. This is your boy King K, and you are looking at the Cocaine Charge, aka Sleeper 6. It's a 2018 Dodge Charger GT all-wheel drive with a 3.6-liter V6 engine, super solid build. Now, the plan I have on my Dodge Mopar journey is to work my way through each engine and mod them all. So first move, cold air intake. Let's go. All right, first thing you're gonna do, which I already did, is take off the decorative engine cover. Pops up, put it to the side because you're gonna need it later. All right, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna disconnect the electrical connector on the intake air temperature sensor. So it's a little clamp type thing, and you're gonna squeeze it and pull away, and it'll disconnect, and just set that to the side. All right, then the next thing you're gonna do is go ahead and remove the Iat sensor. It's gonna be a half turn counterclockwise, and you're gonna pull it out. It is in a rubber gasket, so it's pretty tough. You still gotta give it a little bit of force, not too much so you don't wanna damage it, and it'll come right out. All right, next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and use the 8mm driver and remove the airbox bolt right here, located right next to the airbox. Remove that, set it to the side. All right, next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and remove the breather hose. Now this is gonna take a little bit of force. This rubber thing is on there pretty tight and pretty sealed. Not sealed, it's just a really tight fit, so you gotta give it a lot of force to get it out. But it'll pop right out, and then you'll be able to remove the airbox freely. Oh, also one thing I didn't show was I did loosen up the clamps on the throttle body. Real simple to do. Take your 8mm driver, loosen them up, nothing big. All right, now you can go ahead and remove the stock OEM cold air intake. There's a little metal rod that sticks up from the engine. When you pop off this section here of the intake, there's a little grommet that you'll need to take off, and that you'll use for the your aftermarket air intake for the bracket that they have. All right, so here's the grommet on the new bracket, on the aftermarket bracket. As you can see, you want to install it with the little crosshairs pointing up towards the top of the bracket, with that flat piece going down. That part will stick on the little rod that sticks up off the engine. All right, per your manufacturer, you're gonna go ahead and take their supplied grommet and insert it into the air intake sensor hole that they have for you. Go ahead and line that up, put it in, go ahead and insert the sensor into it. Make sure you have the sensor pointing the right way so you don't get any errors, or check engine lights. I will show you here how it's supposed to seat inside the tube. Make sure you remove the O-ring from the Iat sensor. I put mine to the side just in case if I decide to go back to stock, I still had it. But if not, you can probably purchase new one. I'm not sure what the cost is on them, but I'm pretty sure they might be pretty cheap. Not sure, but you know, keep it, save it, whatever. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and install the rubber gasket around our heat shield. This is what protects the air filter from getting too much hot air from the engine and trying to filter in more of the cool air coming from the outside of the car through the vent. Now the supplier will probably leave excess rubber, so you will have to trim it on both pieces. There usually is one piece that's slightly longer and one piece that's a little shorter that fit on each side of the heat shield. All right, next thing we're gonna do is take our velocity stack and velocity stack adapter. Go ahead and install them. Go ahead and take one of your clamps and seat it on the gasket, the rubber gasket, and go ahead and just have it hugging just tight enough so that way you can still slide it on. That way you can do it, get it real tight, snug it up to the heat shield, and tighten it down right there. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and pop on the new bracket. You know, like I said, there's a little black rod down there. It's just a horrible angle. I didn't realize I didn't catch it. But there's a little black rod down there that you'll pop that on. It's like a little air gasket, so you hear it kind of just go, and it'll be right on there nice and solid, and you'll get ready to bolt it on later. All right, next thing we're gonna go ahead and do is go ahead and install all of our pipes. Super easy. Go ahead and just get them prepped. Get your clamps on all the rubber gasket components. Get them all hugged up and snug so that way you can slide your pipes in and get everything tightened down. And make sure you note that you see where my breather hose connection is pointing in the direction of my breather hose. So just make sure you do that when you install yours, because they give you two different sized hoses, one like slightly an inch or two shorter than the other. But if you have that pointed in the wrong direction, it will not fit. So just make sure you have it pointed basically straight right at it.
Innovative nigga, I be shining like I'm solar. Renovated nigga with a trigger, show you no love. Elevator hater, I'ma go ahead and go up.
All right, after you have all the tubing installed, you want to go ahead and tighten down all your clamps and go ahead and reconnect your Iat sensor, tighten the bolt for the bracket. I don't know what the heck happened to my footage of me installing the heat shield, but it's gone, it disappeared, but it's super easy. I noticed online some people are having issues with the fitment in the bolt and that you drop in a little hole. I don't know if they're maybe putting it in backwards or something like that, but you're supposed to put it in the flat side down with the narrow side sticking up. And as you get some tension on the bolt, it will tighten down pretty good. And mine's in there pretty sturdy, doesn't move. But yeah. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and install the actual air filter. Same thing with everything else. Go ahead and put your clamp on, hug it up. Go ahead and install it on the other side of the internal side of the heat shield and tighten it down. All right, now you can go ahead and connect up the new breather hose. Make sure you put the small breather hose clamp on the hose first. Hug it up, slide it on, tighten it down, insert the black breather hose into the other end, and then you can clamp it back down to that little mesh wire harness back there. And that's pretty much it. You're all done. Now I'm going to give you a little broad overlook so you can see all the little intricacies before I put the cover back on. But yeah, that's where all your clamps and gaskets will go. Super easy. Took really about 30 minutes actual work. Probably took me an hour to do it, just moving the camera around, trying to get the right angles, even though some are weird. But I'll get better at this for you guys, and I'll be doing more videos. I got a nice little plan for this vehicle. Coilovers, new wheels, exhaust, thinking about maybe turbos or supercharging it at some point. So stay with me, guys. Subscribe to the channel, comment, like, all that good stuff. We're gonna get rocking and rolling. It's your boy King K and the Cocaine Charge, aka Sleeper 6.